From dry to deluge, here's how Yellowstone flooded. Red Lodge, Montana. Just 3 months ago, the Yellowstone region, like most of the West, was dragging through an extended drought with little snow in the mountains and wildfire scars in Red Lodge from a year ago when the area was hit by 105-degree Fahrenheit heat and fire. Rivers and creeks this past week raged with water much higher and faster than even the rare benchmark 500-year flood. Weather-whiplashed residents and government officials raced to save homes, roads, and businesses. Mostly natural fleeting forces with some connections to long-term climate change combined to trigger the switch from drought to deluge, scientists said. It was a textbook case of weather weirding, said Red Lodge resident and National Snow and Ice Data Center deputy lead scientist Twila. Her cropped hair was up in a sweat band and she was covered head to toe in mud from helping residents clear out flooded areas. But these were conditions unique to the northern interior West, scientists say. Most of the West doesn't have much snow and will keep struggling with drought. In the Yellowstone area, after a winter with light snow, it finally accumulated a couple of months ago, wet and cold, likely thanks to the natural weather event La Niña, building the snowpack in the mountains to above normal levels. Snow fell so hard on Memorial Day weekend people had to abandon camping gear and get out of the park while they could, said Tom Osborne, a hydrologist who has spent decades in the area. Things looked good. The drought wasn't quite busted. In fact, Thursday's National Drought Monitor still puts 84% of Montana under unusually dry or full-fledged drought conditions, but it was better. Then came too much of a moist thing. Heavy rains poured in, thanks to a water-laden atmosphere turbocharged by warmer than normal Pacific water. And when it poured, it melted. The equivalent of 9 inches of rain flowed down Montana mountain slopes in some places. Half or more was from the melting snow, scientists said. All the rivers and streams reacted the same, they shot up to levels far beyond anything ever recorded, Osborne said. Hydrologists know that there's nothing that causes higher magnitude flooding in the West more so than a rain-on-snow event. One gauge on the Stillwater River near Absaroka, where Osborne lives, normally flows at 7,000 cubic feet per second during a moderate flood and races at 12,400 cubic feet per second in a 100-year flood, he said. A once-in-500-year flood would mean water raging at 14,400 cubic feet per second. Preliminary numbers show that on Monday, it crested at 23,700 cubic feet per second, the equivalent of stacking 3 moderate floods on top of each other, according to Osborne. A lot of these roads had existed for decades and had not seen any sort of flood damage like what we saw, said Lance Vanden Bogaert, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service. The storm's bullseye hit the eastern end of mountainous Custer-Gallatin National Forest, dumping 5 inches of rain in some spots. La Niña conditions occur when parts of the equatorial Pacific Ocean cool, changing global weather patterns. While La Niña can dry out the U.S. Southwest, it can increase snow and rain in other more northwesterly parts of the country and may have helped pack more snow in Yellowstone's mountain peaks, according to Upman Ulal, the director of the Columbia Water Center at Columbia University. And while Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana had bigger snowpacks from a cold, wet spring, areas south of that were extremely dry with anemic to missing late spring snows, said UCLA climate scientist and Western weather expert Daniel Swain. Then an atmospheric river, long-flowing regions in the sky that move large amounts of water, entered the area and dumped rain on the snow at a time when the weather was warm.